Oprah Winfrey, the unstoppable queen of American television. She turned the Oprah Winfrey Show into the most powerful daytime program in history. She rose from poverty and hunger to become a media queen worth billions. With deep, caring, and powerful presence, she became the voice of generations, proving that greatness can rise from the deepest wounds. For decades, she wasn't just telling stories, she was the story itself. But behind that shining empire lies a tough battle, crushing loneliness, wounds of body and soul, and the heavy burden of carrying the pain of millions. The world applauded her power, yet few know the haunting truths she carries. Behind a crown of fame lies a cruel beginning. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born January 29, 1954, in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, to teenage mother Vernita Lee, a maid, and Vernon Winfrey, a barber. Her parents never married. From birth, her life was marked by separation and uncertainty, drifting between broken homes. As a baby, she lived with grandmother Hattie Mae Lee on a remote farm where poverty was relentless. Her grandmother taught her to read the Bible before age 3. Words became her weapon, her shield. But she wore potato sacks as dresses because they had nothing else. At 6, she was sent to Milwaukee to live with her mother. Not comfort, but neglect awaited. She grew up never feeling wanted or safe. By early teens, she endured painful violations from men around her. At 14 in 1968, she gave birth to a baby who lived only briefly, grief that would shadow her forever. Unable to manage her, her mother sent Oprah to Nashville to live with her father Vernon. He was strict and demanding, but became the anchor she'd been denied. Under his roof, she began to rebuild. She transformed hunger into drive, rejection into empathy. Those cruel wounds became the foundation of a woman who would one day hold the world's heart. At 17 in 1971, she won Miss Black Tennessee, her first taste of recognition. That led to WVOL radio in Nashville while still in high school. Behind the studio lights, she arrived hungry, nearly broke, in worn dresses. But she knew she was meant for this. By 19, she became the youngest and first black female anchor at WLAC-TV Nashville. A girl from rags standing before cameras never meant for someone like her. Her paychecks barely covered rent. She arrived in secondhand clothes, stomach hollow, while unbroken. In 1978, she co-hosted People Are Talking in Baltimore. She didn't just ask questions, she lived inside them. Her empathy pierced walls between stage and audience. America glimpsed a new kind of television. In 1984, she got the chance to host failing AM Chicago. Many doubted a young black woman could rescue it. Within months, she transformed it to #1, dethroning Phil Donahue. By 1986, the Oprah Winfrey Show launched nationally. For 25 seasons, it became the most-watched daytime show ever, a cultural sanctuary where millions found healing. But the weight was crushing. Every episode had to land perfectly. Critics accused her of exploiting grief. Tabloids mocked her weight struggles. She carried the burden of healer to a nation's pain. When lights went out, she sat alone, makeup streaked with tears. Yet she didn't stop. With Harpo Productions, she became empire builder, launching Dr. Phil, Rachel Ray, films like The Color Purple. In 2011, she launched OWN Network. Ratings were dismal, critics mocked. She admitted it was the hardest time of her life, but slowly OWN thrived. In 2021, her interview with Harry and Meghan, watched by 50 million, proved her words still move nations. But glory doesn't mean invincibility. In 1998, she staked everything on Film Beloved, pouring over $80 million, years of work, her soul. When it reached theaters, the dream shattered. $65 million lost. Theaters sat empty. She felt disoriented, depressed, lost. For months, she carried that silence. The failure mocked her ambition, questioned her worth. Long before and after, she fought a war in her own body. Her weight became target for relentless scrutiny. Tabloids circled her photos in red ink. Every fluctuation was mocked until her skin felt like a cage. For 25 years, she admitted weight was her biggest public demon. By 2021, her knees gave out from decades of strain. Surgery on both knees could have been the end. Instead, she rebuilt herself, walking miles daily, reclaiming her body step by step. In 2023, she admitted openly she'd turned to weight loss medication. Not triumph, but survival. She laid it bare with aching honesty. Beyond her body lay wounds no medicine could heal. In 1989, her brother Jeffrey died of AIDS at 29, an era of stigma and shame. She mourned not just him, but the injustice. Despite her power, she couldn't save him. In 2003, half-sister Pat died from addiction. In 2010, she discovered another half-sister, Patricia Lofton, given up for adoption, both miracle and heartbreak, decades of life lost. In 2018, Mother Vernita Lee passed, their bond tangled by absence and wounds. In 2022, Father Vernon died, the anchor who'd steadied her since age 14. Each loss carved another scar. She survived heartbreak after heartbreak and still chose to heal others while broken herself. Amid grief was love. In early 1970s, college sweetheart Bubba Taylor was her first love, tender but couldn't last. Mid-1970s, she loved John Tesh, but interracial relationship faced merciless judgment, forced apart. Brief romance with Roger Ebert left wisdom. Advice to syndicate her show that changed everything. In 1986, she met Stedman Graham. For nearly 40 years, he's been her anchor. They engaged in 1992, but never married. She chose trust over contracts, freedom over expectations. In Stedman, she found sanctuary. She chose not to have children after losing her baby at 14. Instead, she became mother to millions through her influence. For decades, Stedman stood beside her. Today at 71, she lives in Montecito, California. Not Hollywood noise, but peaceful stillness. Her Seamare farm spans 23 acres with horses running free. Her promised land estate with gardens and ancient oaks. She once owned Telluride Mansion, nearly 1,000 Maui acres. Her cars, Polaris RZR, Lincoln Navigator, Lexus, Tesla. Her Gulfstream G650 jet worth $70 million. Ultimate independent. But wealth for Oprah isn't numbers. It's thousands of scholarships, schools built, lives lifted. At Morehouse College, she funded scholarships for young black men. In 2007, she opened Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. $40 million dream. Over 300 young women lifted from poverty. In 2013, she gave $12 million to Smithsonian African American Museum. In 2023, she co-founded People's Fund of Maui after wildfires. Nearly $60 million distributed. Yet she's never escaped her body's fragility. 2021 knee surgery was a reckoning. Fear of immobility, of decline. Step by step, she forced herself back. By 2023, she sought medical support not for vanity, but survival. Her honesty sparked debate, but disarmed shame. Today her figure leaner, face radiant, but beneath lies quieter sorrow. Absence of children, lineage ending with her. Age gave wisdom, but sharpened ache of what will never be. She hasn't fully retreated. In 2023, she produced Color Purple musical film. Her book club continues shaping literature. In 2024, she launched Oprah Podcast. In 2013, she received Presidential Medal of Freedom. She's been named among most powerful women worldwide. But she says power isn't bank account zeros, it's lives touched. Success isn't what you have, but what you share. As sun rises over Montecito, horses trot her land, farmhouse glows. From barefoot girl in potato sacks, from teenager who lost child, from talk show host who turned pain to healing, to billionaire philanthropist who built empire of empathy, Oprah rewrote the American dream. Her story isn't just fame or fortune. It's endurance, courage to stand when bent by storms, power of one woman to hold millions' pain and give back light. Her life began in hunger, ended in abundance, began in silence, ended in voice. She stumbled, wept, carried invisible scars, and still she rose. Greatness isn't perfection. It's the fire to keep walking, keep rising, keep carrying weight until weight itself becomes crown.